G'day, it's Rob here again. Well, this morning I was just chugging down the road in the car and I came across a garage sale. I went in, you have to go in, I mean garage sales, you never know what you're going to find. And I got a couple of bargains. Well, I think they're bargains. An oil can that looks like a Rega, but I don't think it is. I'm not sure what it is. I'll have a close look in a minute. So I got that one. That was $2 bargain. And then I got this one as well with a wonky end, which I think I can probably fix. $1. So $3 for 2 oil cans. Mystery oil cans. That one's got a bit of a dent there. I don't know how you get that out. Or maybe in through here, maybe. I don't know. So the first thing I have to do is wash them off with benzene or kerosene or whatever. I normally just use a bit of petrol. And see what lies beneath the dirt. But yeah, when I use wash off parts, I always reuse the same old petrol, and it gets diluted and de-octaned over the years with all the oil and dirt and everything. And basically you keep it in the container and all the sediments will go to the bottom, and you've got clean enough petrol to do the job. And it's unlikely to explode. I've never ever had petrol explode. So yeah, and having oil in it, after you finish washing off the parts, it puts an oily film over them and they won't rust. Of course, if you want to get them totally clean, like absolutely ready for painting, well then of course, or you're assembling a gearbox or something, well then you would use clean washing fluid, of whatever type you want to use. All right, I'll get some of my well-used washing liquid, engine part washing liquid, and give these a bit of a wash down, see what comes up. So we have the gloves, the brush, the bowl. Once again, this is off the side of the road. Never pass up cookware. It's always handy for washing stuff off in. And then we have the wash parts petrol tin with my well-used petrol. Give it a good pour in. See, it's still pretty right. You wouldn't want to try and run an engine off of it, but it's good enough for cleaning parts. And as I said, the octane rating's probably down around kerosene level now. Pretty low. All right. This one's interesting. I'm really keen to see what this is. Got brass or copper fitting. It could be a Rega, I don't know. I have no idea. I've never sort of collected this sort of oil can, these engineered railway type ones, even though Rega made them, and I've seen plenty of them at sales over the years, and I could have got them pretty cheap, I suppose. They don't really interest me, but anyway, this is all the guy had, so I thought, for $2, how could you go wrong? How could you possibly go wrong? A bit of dirt soon washes off. That's got that pretty right. Could be something in it, I'm not sure. So while that one is drying, I'll plunk in this one and might as well wash it while I'm at it as well. And Rega did make these clicker type ones, these click the bottom one. You can see where the thumb's been pushing on it. trying to push on it. I'm not sure how good this one is. Oh, come back. Making a getaway. Yeah, always wear nitrite or protective gloves when you do this, because it's not good to get this stuff on your skin, you know. Petrol. Interesting. Very interesting. Clean inside, that's good. So we'll leave that as it is. Won't mess with that. Oh, here we go. Might better get that dent out with a bit of pushing from the inside. Alright, I'll get my specs on, get the bowl out the way, and we'll see what we've got. Okay. This one does not appear to be branded in any way. Nothing. Nothing anywhere. Get that thing out the way. It's all clean. Pretty good, really. No idea. That could be anything. It's definitely not a brand name one, because they would always name them. And with the tip where it's bent, when I looked at it, I thought, oh yeah, it's bent. But I think I could probably heat it up red hot with the bullfinch and then straighten it out while it's soft, and maybe get it into reasonable condition. If it desolders on the seam, well, I'll just have to resolder it. All doable. So that one's out of the way. Now this one is the one that really interests me. It is a Riga. It is a Riga. Whoa, that was a good buy then. Wow. Wow, fancy that. I'll come in on it. Right. It says Riga 1/3. 1/3, yeah, 1/3 of a pint. Number 6. Made in Australia. That's probably read it better there. Yeah, Riga 1/3 pint. Number 6. Made in Australia. $2. That was a bargain. Well, it all works, but it doesn't do anything. Well, the first thing I'll do is, before I put the oil in, is I'll try and get that dent out. So, yeah. The only way we can do that is to pressurise it, which I don't think you can do. Okay. Well, I'll try to get the dent out, but you can't without disassembling it. That would mean unsoldering the top and the handle, and then it's going to damage the coating, the galvanising that's left. So we'll just have to use the SUs, just leave it patina. So I'm going to put some petrol in it and wash it out, and then we'll put some oil in and see if it actually does work. Well, the petrol runs through it. So we give it a good wash out. Pretty mucky looking petrol. Well, the grit will go to the bottom, so we'll reuse that again. Okay, give it a go. She falls the brim. This one's a bit low, so I'll pump a bit into that. This was my old man's oil can when he was a motor mechanic all his life, and that worked every day, I think. These round ones, these high pressure ones are better. These are just sort of a gravity dribbler. Yeah, these are a better oil can. Anyway, it works. I can't get those dents out. It's just going to have to stay like that. Alright, we'll try the spout, see if we can do any good with this. Well, there we are. Got it back into reasonably good condition. And I've also got the clicker working. If ever these don't click, what you have to do is get a punch in on the inside. You can see where it's rounded out the bottom a little bit. It's got to be a cone shape, or a dome shape, I should say. So yeah, just get a punch that'll go down the neck, and then just tap it around. Don't go hard. Now she's good as new. Pretty cool, eh? That's what you use for hand, when you're shearing in the shearing shed, you're on the hand shears. To oil the cones and cutters, they all use these. This one's got no brand on it, but that's probably what it used, well, could have been used for that, who knows. Anyway, she's operational now. Not bad for $1. Well, there you are, 2 oil cans for $3. That was, I can't get that dent out, not without doing a lot of unsoldering. So I'll just leave it as it is. It's a display item. And this one, yeah, this one's a good one. Yep. She's a humdinger. So anyway, that's what you get. And yeah, I'd like to get that dent out, but it's going to be a lot of messing around. And maybe a rainy day job, we'll see. Okay, that's it from me. See you next time. Cheers.